Hey guys, today I want to talk about Vow of Silence. As some of you may know, others definitely won't know, others of you probably don't even know me, but a couple weeks back I decided to take a vow of silence for a week following the attacks on Paris and other things that were happening in my life. At the time, I was caught up in this cycle of drinking every night and hanging out with people and having really shallow interactions and just, searching for pleasure in the nightlife and substances, and it was very unfulfilling to me. I hit a point in my life where, a lot of people stopped hanging out with me. I stopped hanging out with some people, kind of an exercise in personal growth. Some people hold you back and you don't really realize it. That's something that I was learning in this time of my life. And when the attack on Paris happened, I was caught up in this major breaking point in this cycle, and a lot of people died, and it really made me think about people and how they interact and what it means to have something to say. Because I was on Facebook looking at everybody's posts immediately following the attack on Paris, and everybody had something to say, whether it was good, whether it was bad. But everybody had something to say. People were changing their profile pictures in support, which is great. I personally didn't change my profile picture. I chose to honor people that died in a different way by taking a vow of silence. But the people that did change their profile picture, I saw were being attacked by people that disagreed, who thought that there were other things in the world to worry about, or that changing a profile picture is going to do nothing, therefore it shouldn't be done. I kind of understand why somebody would change their profile picture to honor France, because it's such a helpless feeling you have when there's a tragedy that takes place on the other side of the world, and we here in America, there's nothing we can do about it. So all we really can do about it is show our support. And that's what a lot of people did by changing their profile picture. But it doesn't mean anybody should be called out or attacked, or, no matter how much you disagree, there's no reason to just make your opinion heard, especially if you disagree. That's the only thing that you care about. You've got these people have their egos that they really want to flaunt about, and want to be the first person to reply to their friend or acquaintance changing their profile picture. They want to be the first person to comment on it and be like, there's stuff going on in Syria too. What about them? There's war in the Middle East. Why are you worried about, French people? Is it because they're European? What's going on there? Everybody's got something to say. And I wanted to say something when I saw these people attacking these other people who feel helpless to begin with. But I'm thinking about it as I'm posting. I had this long post written out, and I'm like, to myself, what good does it do to attack somebody in that way? It's kind of a hypocritical thing. I'm doing the same thing they are with my ego and my wanting to get my opinion heard. So I erased everything that I had written, and I just simply posted on Facebook, let us take a moment of silence, put our opinions aside. And after I posted that, I'm thinking to myself, like, maybe even that was too much to say, but I already said it. I already got that out there in the digital world, permanent now, right? Such a ridiculous age we live in. So I decided to take a vow of silence. I don't know what came over me. I've never considered doing anything like that before. I've never really heard of anybody that has. I had lost a lot of friends, and I was at this major life change, and I figured the solitude would do me good. It would, it's showing support for something that's going on, practicing my own ability to put my ego aside, and just simply being silent, not being some ego that's out to say, hey, look at me. No, I really needed to put that aside for a while and practice just being. And I'm glad that I did, because I learned a lot about people in my life, about who's respectful and who isn't. in America, we're so quick to assume that everybody is disrespectful or that there's disrespectful people everywhere. But in this week's time, I realized that a lot of people in my life were very respectful, more so than I would have expected. I honestly, I can't think of anybody that wasn't respectful or that had something negative to say about what I was doing. I mean, there was one instance where somebody was sending me messages about Syria, telling me in so many words that I was wrong for doing it for Paris. I don't know what that was about, but I didn't know what was going on in Syria at the time of my week of silence. I was looking into it, and I realized that there's messed up things going on over there too. I just wasn't informed about. So the silence became about everything, about all the hurt and the pain in the world, in my own life, all of that. And surprisingly, it was very peaceful, and I wasn't hurting. I wasn't in pain at all. After the second or third day, my mind became something else. It started to slowly transition to a entity of listening, just listening, not so much judging as I was before, not so much ego, and it was great. It was a really wonderful experience. I was very happy. I was smiling the whole time. Nothing was bringing me down. It was just day after day of wonderful days. And I went out and did stuff by myself too. I went to downtown Disney and I saw a movie by myself. I sat there and watched some live music. I carried a notepad with me, and I went places, ordered food, ordered coffee. It was really amazing. I went to school. I collaborated with people in a group project just by people that I'm doing this group project with. I communicated with them just by using a notepad, which was amazing. Notepads and emails, really today's day and age, we have all this stuff. We don't really even need to speak. Yet we all feel the need to. We all feel the need to be heard. And even me still now, I'm doing a video blog. If that's not my need to be heard and my ego, then I don't know what is. This is the prime example of that. But I feel like, what's the point of living if you're not putting yourself out there, if you're not saying something? But I guess my point is you don't have to, and you learn a lot when you don't. And it's an amazing experience that I would recommend to anybody. I learned a couple days into my vow of silence that it's a practice that's been going on for many, many generations, called Mona. And it's called that in Hindu, yogic, and Buddhist traditions. People would take vow of silences for varying lengths of time to get a good sense of themselves and their energy. The amount of energy that goes into communicating is ridiculous. You're listening, you're formulating replies, all of this is going on at once. There's subtle nonverbal cues in conversation. All of these things are happening, and the brain is just processing them all at once. So we don't really have time to sit back and analyze how much energy that we're expending by doing it. And it's really cool to be able to conserve some of that energy for a while. That was by far one of the best weeks of my life. My computer is lagging. I don't know what's up with that. I promise you guys I'll get a better camera if you keep liking my videos and subscribing. Well, I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit, get that out there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys for listening. You all are wonderful. Comment below if you've ever thought about doing a vow of silence, or if you ever would do a vow of silence. If you have, I want to hear your stories. I want to hear your thoughts. And yeah, that's all I have to say for today. So